Spider-Man, it was no way I could talk about Black Bulls and horror and not show love to my man Spider from Return of the Living Dead. This movie, like, it's cult classic status, but I feel like as the years go on, it's reached much more than that. But I still feel like you can see the fucking cameraman in the passenger seat in that shot right there. I always hated that. Like, that's just a little blooper right there. But I still feel like Spider, we love this character, but this character should be celebrated more. There's something about this character that I'm about to mention that I feel like gets overlooked every time somebody talks about this character. Spider not only is a badass, he not only wears his heart on his sleeve, his emotions on his sleeve so much so that Don Calfa slaps his ass up, bitch slaps him like twice. And I think Miguel A. Nunez Jr. said that he didn't know he was going to slap him. I don't know if he knew he was going to slap him or if he didn't know he was going to slap him that hard. Something that he said during the Q&A. Shit's hilarious. I don't know if it was a Q&A or I think it might be the documentary. Check out the documentary. It's on like YouTube somewhere. But Spider, one of the things I've always loved about this character that people don't talk about enough is the fact that Spider genuinely cared about his friends, man. He cared about these people. He cared about the characters that he was just recently introduced to. You know, the late, great James Cameron. Did I just call him James Cameron? Somebody out there is going to be like, that's not James Cameron, it's James I know. The late, great James Cameron. I don't want to wish any bad on Mr. Cameron. I still want to see Avatar 12. But James Cameron, who's getting a really sad, memorable death scene here. The late, great Don Calfa, the late, great Clu Gulager. He had just met these guys, and he genuinely cares about these characters, man. He's so protective over his friends. You know, especially Tina. Like, there's this weird kind of like almost like brother-sister, surrogate brother-sister type of bond that Tina and Spider have when shit hits the fan. And he's really protective over her, man. And I love that when him and Bert get to the warehouse, when they bang out the car and they get to the warehouse with Casey and Chuck, he hugs his friends, man. Well, he hugs Chuck, but he's happy to see that his friends are still alive. And I love that when they're in the car arguing as to, you know, do they stay, do they go? You know, they can't really get Tina and Ernie in the car without somebody getting killed. And he's like, you know, those are my fucking friends back there. Like, we can't just leave them back there. You don't get a lot of character moments like that, especially from black characters, because a lot of black characters in horror movies don't give a shit otherwise. But he does, man. And it's hard to say whether he survives or not, because there is a comic that is a direct sequel to this movie, and they survived the nuclear blast. I think because they are down in the basement of the medical supply warehouse. But I wouldn't be against it, man. Obviously, we'll never get a direct sequel to this. I mean, would y'all want that? We're already getting a reboot. I don't know. I'm trying to hold out hope for that one, but Spider's great, man. Miguel A. Nunez Jr. is just a national treasure anyway, man. He's one of the most talented actors that's ever been in front of a camera. And every horror movie, whether it's a shitty B horror movie or a cult classic like this, they always give him something to do, man. They give him something to do in this. He's one of the most memorable characters in the entire franchise in Friday the 13th Part 5. He, you know, he's the tech guy in Shadow Zone. He's the tech guy in Leprechaun 4. He's the tech guy in Carnosaur. So whether it's a bad or good movie, he's always given something to do. Like, and I always appreciated that about the characters that he's given us on screen. But Spider-Man, he had a mean swing too with that sledgehammer. So I definitely got to give him credit on that.